how's it going everyone? It is Skullzi here with the latest and the greatest gaming news. Today I have yet another Starfield related discovery for you all, and this one is very interesting because we just got some new confirmed information about Bethesda Game Studios' Nextgen game engine. This game engine will be using some assets for the first time in Bethesda Game Studios history, and there's a few other interesting things to talk about related to this discovery, some of which are super interesting as this discovery is directly related to some other space games which will have similar elements to Starfield. But let's not waste any more time and let's break all of this down together. We're going to start our adventure right here over at Jin Kim, Senior Graphics Programmer at Confetti Interactive. Now, if you don't know what Confetti Interactive is, they are essentially a company that helps build game engines, and more specifically game engines with next-gen elements. But we'll get more into that here in a second. For now, let's focus on Jin Kim's LinkedIn profile, because if we scroll down here, you can see some of the most recent work he did within the last couple of years was actually for Bethesda Game Studios and Starfield. You can see right here it says integrated scale-form Vulkan build into Bethesda's Starfield. Now, first of all, there are a few interesting things to take away from this line of text right here, because there have been no other Bethesda Game Studios games to use Vulkan technology. Now, if you're not familiar with what Vulkan is, basically it is an alternative to DirectX, and DirectX is technology that has been running alongside game engines for a very long time now. I'm sure if you have played any games on PC, you have at least updated your DirectX at least like once over the years, and Vulkan is an alternative to that. There are a lot of debates going on in the PC community about whether or not DirectX is better or Vulkan is better. As you can see right here, there are a lot of comparisons between DirectX 12 and Vulkan for Red Dead Redemption 2, but I guess the overall general consensus is that DirectX is better than Vulkan. However, depending on the technology and the hardware your gaming rig uses, Vulkan might be better for you, so the fact that we now have confirmation that Starfield will be utilizing Vulkan is pretty interesting, because it just allows people with certain technology to further utilize the hardware they have to the full height of its capability if Vulkan is better than DirectX for these specific people. There are quite a few PC games like Red Dead Redemption 2 in which you can choose between Vulkan and DirectX, so that's just overall a good thing. But it is interesting because if we look at this list here, you can see that there are no other Bethesda Game Studios games ever basically to use Vulkan technology, and most of the Bethesda Softworks games to use Vulkan are actually running id Tech technology, which is interesting as there have been a lot of speculation and rumors suggesting that the next-gen Bethesda Game Studios engine could be utilizing technology from id Tech, as some technology from id Tech was actually used for the game engine that Fallout 76 uses as well. So even for those who might not be as in the know when it comes to PC gaming technology like DirectX or Vulkan, just based upon the fact that Starfield will be utilizing Vulkan technology for the first time and will be the first game in Bethesda Game Studios history to ever do so, should be indicative of just how huge this Bethesda Game Studios next-gen game engine overhaul and upgrade actually is. And if we look into this Vulkan thing a little deeper, an actual scale-form rendering Vulkan technology, you will see that it utilizes certain textures placed within the game engine for what seems to be procedural generation. And if we look up Vulkan technology even further, you can see that other people are actually utilizing Vulkan technology to procedurally generate terrain. So I'm wondering if this Vulkan scale-form technology that Jin Kim assisted with will actually be directly related to any sort of procedural generation for planet terrain in Starfield based upon this GitHub discovery here and just the basic scale-form rendering Vulkan description right here. Of course, it is all speculation from somebody who is not an expert in this kind of gaming technology, so if anyone out there actually is, and they do actually have first-hand educated or experienced knowledge in this kind of thing, feel free to comment down below any kind of additional insight you might have, and I might include it in a future video and give you a shout out. But anyway, the TL doctor of that specific portion of this discovery is that the Bethesda Game Studios next-gen game engine for Starfield will be utilizing Vulkan technology that might be directly related to procedural generation, and on top of this is even more evidence that the Bethesda Game Studios next-gen game engine has underwent a huge, substantial upgrade. But let's talk a little bit more about Confetti, the company that actually assisted Bethesda Game Studios with Starfield and their engine upgrade. If we look up Confetti, we can find that Confetti actually recently changed its name to The Forge, and you can further get evidence of this by Wolfgang Angel's Twitter profile right here. He is the founder and CEO of Confetti Interactive and The Forge Interactive, and both Confetti and The Forge take you to the same website, which is this one right right here for theforge.dev. And if we check out what this actual company is, it's super interesting because they evaluate your game engine, extend your game engine, optimize your game engine, and help you build custom game engines. So basically they help a company make their new game engine be as optimized and efficient and as good as possible, basically. And judging by some of the screenshots in just the examples they use here, shows you just how next-gen and amazing their technology can be. And you can see they actually use GitHub here, which is the link that I showed you earlier related to procedural generation. And then let's look at their services right here, because right here, next to evaluating game engine, it shows something that looks like it could be a picture from freaking Starfield, but it's not. It's actually Star Citizen. But this is a huge, interesting find because this shows that the Forge and Confetti and Jin Kim all have experience working with a space game that will have features that Starfield will no doubt have. So this is another piece of the puzzle that seems to perfectly fit into the rest of the discoveries related to this situation. And with all of this combined, I think this is very, very hype because it's just showing how much attention Bethesda Game Studios is actually paying to their next-gen game engine upgrade. This is something the community has been talking about and requesting for a long time now. Almost every single person in the Bethesda community can attest to the fact that their game engine, even as recent as Fallout 76, still seems outdated in many ways. And if Bethesda Game Studios actually reached out to the Forge, a company known for making next-gen game engines for games directly related to what Starfield might actually be, then this shows you just how much attention, just how much love, and just how spot on Bethesda Game Studios seems to be with their next-generation gaming plans, upgrades, and with how amazing Starfield just might be. And all of this just from a discovery over in LinkedIn from someone who isn't even directly related to Bethesda Game Studios. So huge shout out to Mythic and Jenkins over at the Skullzi Discord for sending this information my way, and I just want to say this is huge. I am so excited to finally be talking about more confirmed information separate from a lot of the speculation that usually directs any conversation with Starfield, The Elder Scrolls 6, and Bethesda Game Studios. If you find anything else interesting like this, be sure to send it my way over on Discord or Twitter. My DMs are open, and as always, let me know what you think about all of this down in the comments below. Personally, this gets me super hyped as this is even more direct confirmation of just how huge Bethesda Game Studios' next-gen game engines are and just how optimized it might be. The days of the Bethesda Game Studios buggy games might finally be behind us, but only time will tell. Until then, that's going to finish up today's video. If you enjoyed the content, be sure to give the video a thumbs up, subscribe, and turn notifications on so you don't miss the latest uploads. And if you want to help the channel right now, go ahead and subscribe and share the video. That would be huge for helping the channel. And always, I want to give a huge shout out to these fine people who helped bring you this video. If you want to get a video shout out like this, you can support the channel over on Ko-fi, Patreon, or here on YouTube as an exclusive channel member. Links for all of these and more are down in the description below. And as always, thank you for watching. Be sure to tune in next time when we're one day closer to Starfield. Maybe, probably, potentially, technically, hopefully.
It just works.